Well, it's a beautiful day today, but the weather's going to change, and we're going to have to take some tropicals out because it's going down to about 5 degrees Celsius or about 44 degrees Fahrenheit, so way too cold for the tropicals. I was hoping to get another week out here, but the weather's not cooperating, so it's now time to get going and get the last of the barbs out. Well, you can see I've allowed the hyacinths and the duckweed and everything to build. I've done that for a couple of reasons. It really helps to hold the heat in late in September, just so I can get another few days out of it, but being it's going to drop down so cold, I'm going to have to drain down the water for the most part, take the top cover off, and then hopefully I can get to all the fish. Stay tuned. This is the last of the tropicals to come inside, and I'm not going to make the same mistake as I did last time. Last time I tried to do it in a big rush, and it wasn't organized, and I literally kicked the bucket over. So this time I've got a strainer, so when I have to pour water out, and I've got all kinds of different size nets for different size fish. I've got different size buckets for different fish I'm going to put in each one. Now there's about 3 different sizes of fry, and then there's the 6 adults. So first I'm going to take the floating plants out and discard them. They'll go in the composter. And waste not, want not, right? And then I'll take the other plants out, and they'll go in another pond that's empty right now. It's kind of a shame to throw these out, but I've just never had any luck keeping water hyacinths alive indoors. They just brown up and die. So I just be careful, nice and slow, that none of them fry are hiding in amongst them. And I'm not throwing out fry by accident, because I've done that before too. And these break down really nice into good compost. So return and be useful the following year as something else. Same with all this algae and whatnot. I just really take my time taking it out. That'll go in the composter as well. And duckweed I don't mind in these type of ponds, but man, when it gets into your aquarium, what a nightmare. I hate dealing with duckweed in my aquariums. I mean, fine if you got koi, because they'll get rid of your duckweed, but anyways, on to the next step. Oh yeah, I just want to show you, this is not algae. This is moss, and that's great for your aquariums, and a great breeding medium. So I'm going to keep that. Sorry, it's a bit bright and sunny. Not the easiest spot to pick out translucent little tiny fry, but there's a lot more in here than I anticipated. You can see this is a slow process. Got almost all the adults, still missing one in here, and I know there's at least one in there. lots of fry to go through, and again, it's a slow process. I'm looking at each bucket, and as we get closer, I'll be going through this with a strainer. And as I'm looking at each one to make sure I'm not dumping out a fry. And it's, like I said, a very slow process, but it's quite a rewarding one. I don't know if you can see very well in this camera, but there's quite a few in there. Anyways, I'm going to keep going because it's going to get cold tonight, going down to like 4 degrees Celsius, which is way too cold for these guys. Well, it's a total mess now. You may be wondering why I'm not using a pump. Pump puts up the fry just right away, so I have to use a small, generally a see-through container to take everything out. That way I can see if there's any fry, and then it goes through a net or a strainer. And you can see that she's a lot of help. Hey Marley, you gonna help? Somehow I doubt it. I know. Time for you to get a drink? No? Okay. Well, I just gotta take a break. It's hot. I may even have a beverage. So I've got my rosy barbs just in a bag, getting acclimatized. There's 3 juvenile rosy barbs in there, and they're going to stay in here with the adults because they're big enough. And now I'm going to go see how many fry we actually got. But I'm quite happy with 3 juveniles. They're good sized. Well, these fry are just acclimatizing and going to have to get used to sharing a tank with swords. But they're pretty close in size. They're a little bit smaller, but they should be okay. I'm pretty happy with the amount we got for an accidental spawn. Stay tuned. These guys got fed just because I'm introducing some small fry in with some swords that have already got used to this tank, and I didn't want them getting picked on. I normally wouldn't feed right away, but it just takes a little bit of the stress off. Okay, the rosy barbs are now in with the Odessas and the white clouds. If you're wondering how you tell the difference between Odessa and rosy barb, especially the females, when they're small, is the rosy barb have one mark at the back, where the Odessas have 2 dots. See, 1, 2. And there's a rosy barb right there that has 1. So thanks. And I think this tank has just about had its fill. So we'll see what happens when these other rosy barbs get a little bit bigger. I counted about 16 small ones that are in with the swordtails. So, take care everyone, and that's the end of the tropicals for the season, as in they're all inside now. Just have to get the shabumpkins and a few koi out. Everything else will be staying in for the winter, as in inside the ponds. Okay, take care everyone.